Now we're going to explore the event's staff and travel sub-menu item. As you might expect, this is where you track your team's travel itineraries and also where you log, should you choose, your contractors or staff. A quick note here, when we refer to staff, we're not talking about your team. As you've seen in previous videos, your team is managed in the Team tab. When we talk about staff, we're referring to contractors or on-site personnel that you'll need to execute on-site and throughout your event. Examples for this are local brand ambassadors, installers or labor crews, one-off delivery companies, and things of this nature. These are items that you'll not necessarily want to record in your vendor database, but need to track for a single event. This tab is also the first tab that we'll explore that feeds data into another section of the platform. In this case, the travel and contractors' financial totals feed directly into the budget for an event and will show up in the Budget tab. We'll explore this deeper in the budget video. But as you can quickly see here, the totals from the travel and contractors section automatically populate the appropriate areas of the budget breakdown. The first section we'll explore is the travel section. This is a very powerful tool which allows you to track your travel financials and create rooming lists and manifests for multiple properties in one place. Along the top of the page, you'll see the travel table. Each traveler is assigned a row, and each row shows the pertinent information for that travel item. As you move across the row, you'll see the traveler name, what group they're assigned to, their arrival and departure dates, the total number of days for their travel, their total hotel costs, car rental and flight costs if necessary, and finally, the total budget of that travel item. There are also action buttons to edit and delete an item. Let's take a look at creating a travel item. To create a new travel item, simply click on the Add Travel button in the top right corner of the card. Unlike many other forms that open in a modal, this form opens inline and its fields correspond to the data in the table. The first field is a drop-down to select the user the travel is for. This drop-down is pre-populated with the names of all team members currently associated with the event, as well as a placeholder. There are many times you'll need to account for travel, say of a CEO's or other executive team members that won't be on the platform. This placeholder allows you to create travel itineraries and track costs for these members of your event without needing them to be on the EVA platform. After you assign a user, select which group they belong to, then input their arrival and departure days. EVA will calculate the total number of days based on this information. Then you enter the hotel nightly rate, the total car rental cost, and their total flight cost. The costs are all optional fields, so you can create itineraries when you might not have all the details. You can always go back and edit the record to include the costs and update your budget. When you submit the form, you'll see the new record in the travel table with all of the calculations completed and the total for your team travel updated as well. Each column is totaled at the bottom of the table, and the cumulative total for all records is highlighted in blue. In the Actions column, if you click on the Edit button, the row becomes the inline form with the current values in each column. You can update any number of columns and click Submit, and the table will restore with the new values and calculations. If you cancel out of the form, the values will remain as they were. You can also easily delete an item, and the table will update accordingly. As stated earlier, the travel section feeds data directly into your event budget. Take note of the travel total, highlighted in blue. If we visit the Budget tab and open the Travel section, you'll see that the same value is automatically populated in the breakdown with an indication that it is being pulled from the Staff tab. If you look at the Staff accordion, you'll notice that there's a similar line item from the Contractors section of the Staff page. So let's go back and look at that table now. Here, back in the Staff section, you'll see the Contractors card. As stated earlier, this area is for tracking budgetary items that are one-off services that don't necessarily need to be stored in your database but need to be accounted for on an event. In the same way that the travel form opens in line, so does the contractor input form. To create a new record, simply click on the Add Services button, fill out the form, and submit. The form is quite basic, only requiring a name, quantity, unit cost, and any notes you might want to include. Again, upon submission, all necessary calculations are made and the table is updated. Similarly, you can edit and delete these items as well. The final card on the Staff travel page is the Lodging card. Here is where you can track any hotels you'll be utilizing for your team throughout the event. When you click on the Add Lodging button, you can choose to add an existing lodging or create a new one. If you choose existing, you'll be given a modal with a drop-down of all the previous hotels and lodgings you've created before. Simply select a lodging, assign a group tier to it, and submit. That hotel is now a part of the lodging records for this event, and if you'd like to see the hotel details, simply select it from the drop-down list here. You can edit the details of whatever lodging is actively being displayed by clicking on the Edit Hotel Info button, which will open a modal with the active lodging information in it. Simply edit the data and submit to update the record. You can also remove the item from the event by clicking on the Remove Hotel button. Note that this does not delete the lodging from your list of existing lodgings or from any other event that it's associated with, it simply removes it from the current event. If you need to create a new record altogether, when you click on Add Lodging, simply select New Lodging, complete the form, and submit. The new lodging will be added to the event and also become part of your existing lodging list for any future events. This concludes our event staff and travel video. Thanks for watching, and please click through the other videos for in-depth looks at the various facets of the platform.